sounded exactly like that. And I'm like, huh? No, you're not Chad. You sound like me. You're lying. Then we started talking. He told me like his name is Gangadhar Vidyadhar Mayadhar Omkarnath Shastri, aka Chad. And he and I went to the same high school back in India. He wanted me to talk to his supervisor who was sitting right next to him. And you know guys what his name was? Brandon. And I was like, what is going on here? Chad, Brandon, what are you guys cooking? Butter chicken? I don't know what. I tell this joke because my first job in America was a tech support engineer, and then they fired me after a month because they gave me an option between Chad, Brandon, and Jake. And I was like, no, I'm Yogi, and that's why I'm here telling you jokes. Also, growing up, I did not like yoga, even though my name is Yogi. I hated it. Then I came to America. My first yoga class was in a beer bar to the song called My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard. That's when I fall in love with yoga. And then I did my second yoga class in a petting zoo. I did yoga with goats, dogs, and cats. That wasn't weird. You know guys, Americans have made yoga American by putting it in breweries and petting zoos. That made me think how I can make yoga more American. Let me put it in a gun range. See, nothing more American than guns and then yoga, right? I'm going to call that like guns and poses. That class, whatever. This first pose called downward dog would be like, downward dog now, motherfucker. There's this pose called tree pose, like this. I'm going to call that, don't you fucking move now. The last pose called corpse pose, it will still be same. I don't need to have a different name for that. Okay, you guys are not yoga fans, looks like. How is Wyoming? People don't like yoga here? No? Yes? Yeah? Boo? You can boo me if you want. That's okay. That's okay. Alright. I also don't like honest people, so if you honestly want to boo me, don't boo me. Because I asked one of my friends a feedback on my comedy and he said, yo, you suck. Honestly, I'm like, okay, you didn't have to use the word honestly. You should stop doing all this because you are making us all look bad. I'm like, yeah, maybe, I don't know, that was hurtful. My friend didn't say that, I'm kidding. That was my dad. Happy Father's Day. Talking about my dad, I told my family about this, like the stand-up comedy I do as a hobby. That phone conversation didn't go well. They got scared. They asked like, are you okay, Yogi? Do you still have your job? And what the fuck is a hobby? I couldn't explain that. I don't know. I think after that call, my inheritance is cut in half. And every time I do a show, it cuts in half again. Yeah. Any Gen Z in the house tonight? I saw two people like running in from that door. I don't know. There is a saying called the Lulu is the Sululu. You know that? Yes? So nobody else will understand this. This joke is for you only. So, it's just a simple thing. In English it means ignorance is bliss, right? The Lulu is the Sululu is funny to me because Lulu means penis in Hindi. So when somebody is saying the Lulu is the Sululu, what I'm hearing is the PP is the solution.
that weight go to certain parts of their bodies. So the same thing happened to me, but with my height. Like I was supposed to be 5'8", but 2 inches went to my nose and 1 inch in my eyebrows. Yeah, people ask me all the time about like being short, especially when it comes to dating. And I'm like, yeah, I love it. Women have no expectations. Like if you're 6'3" and don't put down, you're a first round bust. Me? If I just make a girl smile, it's like finding money on the street. Oh, how nice. You're gonna be mine for a while. Yeah, the only thing that bothers me about dating as a short guy is other people only ever try to set me up with other short girls. They don't do this for any other group. You know, they don't go to their smelly friends like, hey, have you met Charlene? She's disgusting. They also, I've noticed, short is the only demographic that people try to ship in person, but it's the only one that also doesn't have its own app. You know, there's black people meet, Christian mingle, farmers only, but there's still no, like, little lovers. Or mini meat. The names could use some work, because right now they kind of do sound like apps for guys with small dicks, but I'll double dip for now, we're chilling. A lot of guys are insecure about dick size. I had a friend ask me if I wish I was bigger, and I was like, sure. What am I, an extra inch or two? And he was like, no, I'm talking like 13 inches. I said no, and he was surprised. I was like, dude, look at me. Where would I put that? Like, seriously, 13 inches? I'm not even sure if my thigh is that long. Yeah, dating brings a lot of insecurities out for everybody. My thing is that when I sleep, I don't use a pillow, which I learned is not normal, so I still keep 2 in the bed so girls don't think I'm a psychopath. Like if I bring a girl home and she sees no pillow, she's gonna call her friend like, hey Sarah, can you pick me up? I think he's gonna kill me. She walks in and sees 2 knives. She's gonna tell Sarah, I'm a little scared, but I think he's gonna be pretty freaky. Okay, not a knife crowd. That's good to know. It's okay. Yeah, dating also brings a lot of challenges up for people too. I've learned my thing recently is a lot of the women I'm into and girls trying to help me all think that I'm gay. There's nothing wrong with it, but it makes my job a lot harder, you know? Because it's hard enough to convince someone to date you, let alone you gotta convince them you're one of their options to begin with. And what makes this real interesting is I asked all my gay friends what they thought, and they were like, oh, I knew you were straight the second we met. I was like, great, there's not a single group I can get a compliment from. This is worse than getting picked last at dodgeball. Both the captains were like, dude, I didn't even know you were playing, man. Yeah, my last name, Goldison, is a Romanian name. My mom's actually from there, so she's got the immigrant mentality. Which if you don't know what that is, it basically means she trusts nobody. Like my mom doesn't trust others so much, she doesn't trust our dog. Yeah. Our dog will bark when we're having dinner, and she'll look, you're the kids, he's trying to pick up mommy! Yeah, she's a very intimidating woman. The scariest person I've ever met in my life. What makes it interesting is she's 4'11", weighs 90 pounds. She's what I like to call sneaky scary, because she doesn't really make noise when she walks, and then she'll just appear behind you. And so simple things like telling me dinner was ready when I was growing up, I thought she was trying to kill me. Yeah. If this led to awkward moments and those tell us about yourself exercises at school, because the other kids were like, oh, my mom's a great boss. My mom's an amazing cook. And they're like, Christopher, what about you? And I was like, my mom will be the best murderer. Ah! Yeah, I love her. She's crazy, but I really love her. She used to track the location and speed of my car until I was 20 years old. It was nuts. I get calls from her like, why are you at the liquor store? You're gonna get in trouble. I was like, well, maybe if you were cool like the other parents, I wouldn't be here right now. Okay, and I guess you guys are all with your kids. Maybe I should have done that. It's still awkward. Be the cool parent today. Happy Father's Day. No, what's funny is she's hesitant to get any sort of vaccine for the exact same reason. She always tells me things like, aren't you afraid the world will be tracking you? I tell her, I'm like, Mom, if anyone's going to put a chip in me, it's going to be you. So, I'm not really worried about the government at all. And, yeah, between my mom and dad is an age difference of 30 years. I don't have to say which one's younger. You guys already know. Whenever I share this with people, people are always like, good for your dad. What a lucky guy. Nobody ever says that about my mom. what gets me is she clearly got the better of the deal. She had 2 kids, got all his money, and is now married to another man. Yeah. And if my dad was lucky, my mom won the lottery, because now my dad's dead. So let's go, Mom. I don't know, it's that one day of the year we're telling this joke is a little awkward. But you guys don't have to feel bad. I only got a couple minutes. We don't really have the time. Yeah, and also, I'm not afraid to admit it too, my mom is definitely a gold digger, and I actually think she was born for it. Because not only did she marry my dad, but my stepdad is a financial planner. Someone's already catching on. The thing about conniving that is, she's all right, first I need a man so I can take his money. Now I need a man that's going to help me save it. And she's not even 50, so she's still trying to be a young guy and blow it up. Yeah, circle of money. That's how it works, I think. Yeah, I love my mom. She always asks me things sometimes. Like my sister, she just moved to Alabama, and she graduated college just a year ago and moved in with her fiance, who's 35, so it is genetic. And my mom asks me all the time, she's like, Christopher, when are you going to get a girlfriend? I'm like, Mom, I will. I want to. It's just that my soulmate is not even born yet. I'll leave you guys on this one. I like to people watch with friends. It's not a healthy hobby, but I think we all do it because it's a lot of fun. We all have that one friend, though, that takes things a little too far. My one buddy, he describes every hot girl that walks by with a rhyme. He's like, ooh, there's a hottie with a body. She's a cutie with a booty. That's a baddie with a fatty. He's like a horny Dr. Seuss. I gotta tell him sometimes, I'm like, dude, you gotta stop. He's like, why? Because you sound like a creepy with a pee-pee right now. I'm Christopher Goldman, and thank you guys so much.
What's up, niggas? Happy Father's Day. Yes, we celebrate that too. By the way, like I said, I know my dad. I do. 1 in 3 black people who know our fathers. My dad is awkward, right? And I get that from him. I'm awkward too. So one time in high school, man, the rule is when you're sick, you gotta get your dad or someone to call the school and tell them that you're sick. And all my friends, they work in the office in the high school, and I told my dad, I was like, all you have to do is call the school and tell them that I'm sick. That's all you gotta do. But I told him I was sick because he's my dad. But all my friends, they work in the office. My dad calls the school. This nigga goes, you know my son, Larry? He can't make it to class because he has hemorrhoids. I was like, Dad, oh my God. He told the whole class I had hemorrhoids, bro. I was mad, bro. But like after that, I was trying to hide my hemorrhoids. Cause like, I don't know why, that's like when people wanted to like touch my booty. Like, you know? My friends be like, good game, Landon. I'm like, This is art class, Ethan. What are you talking about? We're playing sports. But anyway, yeah, I know my dad. So, I'm from Benton Harbor. So, yeah. So, we don't really get that. We just had a Juneteenth celebration, and I couldn't make it. But I decided I would go and try to, make fun of white people. Like I was at Aldi's, and then this white lady was like, hey, can I give you my card? I was like, no, bitch, it's Juneteenth. I'm trying to help you, bro. I'm not. Anyway, I like racism. Because it doesn't happen to me. And that's because of my eyebrows. You can't see, I'm kind of dark. My eyebrows go straight up and straight down. But racism doesn't happen to me in Benton Harbor, bro. And I kind of get mad because this one time me and my friends, we was at Walmart and stole something. And the police, they described me different. They described them as normal black people. Police were like, hey, we got two black guys on the run, and you got a nigga from Star Trek. His name's Spock. And I said, this motherfucker's talking about me, man. We got a black Angry Bird on the run, man. guesses? Meijer? No, Dollar Tree. Come on. This is Grand Rapids. This is more like it around every corner. But man, I worked at Dollar Tree and I had to quit to find another job. I tried to work at Meijer, but the lady was like not letting me work at Meijer because I worked at Dollar Tree. I was like, why can't I work at Meijer when I worked at Dollar Tree? She's like, let me tell you why. Because you count by ones, nigga. I was like, what? I can't be a cashier? She's like, no. You worked at Dollar Tree your whole life. Like, we don't count by ones. Can't work at Meijer. So yeah, man, when I was working at Dollar Tree, I quit too because like I would get stupid questions from like older people, not old people, but older people older than me. Like they'd walk in the store and be like, "Excuse me, sir, how much is this?" Like it's $1. Like, you got signs, you walk in Dollar Tree, like somebody walked in there and was like, where are your condoms? I was like, bro, this is, it's Dollar Tree. I mean, we got shower curtains, we got, I don't know what y'all use. Each other, I don't know. But yeah, man, and another reason I did get fired from Dollar Tree because some lady walked in and she was like, well, my boss was like, I don't know. I ended up describing her as a white woman, and she heard it. And she went to my boss. She was like, I don't like him calling me a white woman. And I was like, what do you want me to call you? Blue eyes, yellow teeth, and red kneecaps? She's like, sure. I was like, what? She's like, I'll call you brown eyes, black gums, and gray kneecaps. I was like, to be honest, you can just call me a nigga. That was crazy, huh? But man, bro, man, let me see. Oh, they're making Superman black. Which is weird. Thumbs down on that, I'm sorry. I don't think it'll work because I don't think other black people would treat Superman correctly. Like, they would use his powers for stupid stuff. Like, they'd be like, hey, yo, Superman, can you use your heat vision to help heat up my KFC? That'll work, Or like, black girls would be like, you're using your x-ray vision to look through my weed. It's fake there, by the way. But yeah, man, this is kind of weird, but I worked for PetSmart for a little bit. And one thing I gotta say to white people is please stop letting your dogs live way too long. I'm sorry. I got a roommate, man, and he was like, yeah, man, my dog, he's like 26 years old. I take him to the vet every day. I was like, dang, bro, you're gonna go to hell for that. But yeah, man, he had this dog, and I could tell this dog was racist, but it was just like really old. So like the way it kind of barked was like, ooh. And I kind of felt bad because I understood, like, he was trying to say, like, there's a nigger in your house. So, yeah, man. One more joke. I'm an actor, by the way. I went to LA recently. And I had a roommate there. I think he's gay. There's a reason why I came back. I think he's gay because he pulls his penis out too early when he has to use the bathroom. Like, he'll be outside the door, like, yo, man, let me in. That's why I came back to Michigan. But when I was out there, I met Wendy Williams, and I can't describe it. I was so scared. Like, I was trying to meet, like, real actors. Then I knocked on her back, and she was like, oh my God, hi. Like her face was so scary. I kind of felt like you guys. Like, I literally reached for my firearm. I was terrified. But thank you, I went for it.
Things change after 35 years of marriage. The way you talk to each other changes. 35 years ago, she's like, very, very frugal. One of the most frugal people ever. Like, she will not spend the $10 on that little bottle of Jack Daniels on the airplane. She will not spend that. So what she does is she takes those bottles of eye drops, of eye lens solution, eye contact solution, she empties them. She rinses them out, she fills them with Jack Daniels. That is a violation of federal law. This grandmother of two violates federal law to save $10. And I'm the one that pays the price. Because here's what happened. First night on vacation, we go out, we have a good time. Get back to the room, I fell asleep. I know I fell asleep because I made it to the bed. If I make it to the bed, I'm falling asleep. If I make it to the floor, I pass out. I made it to the bed that night. So I knew that I was good, right? So all of a sudden, I wake up at about 2 o'clock in the morning. I forgot to take my contacts out. So my contacts are fused to my eyeballs. So I think, hey, what I need to do, put a little contact lens solution. Yep, I put a shot of Jack Daniels in my eye. So for the next 3 days, I've got a big old red eye. We go out the next day, we go downtown Play-Doh Carmen. Downtown Play-Doh Carmen. She very willingly spends $372 on $12 worth of jewelry. And I was pissed. I was going to make a big deal out of it. I mean, $372 on $12 worth of shit. But this was day one of our vacation. And I knew that I stood a pretty good chance of getting laid at least twice. So I kept my mouth shut. Absolutely. I have to tell you guys, I had to go to some sensitivity training. I had to attend sensitivity training for a reason I would rather not discuss on stage. But for work, I had to attend sensitivity training. So I go in and I immediately get in trouble at sensitivity training. Because here's what happened. Immediately the instructor says, one thing we need to agree on here at sensitivity training before we move forward is all people that are gay are born that way. They are born gay. And I said, bullshit. I said, there are people that are born gay. I'm 100%, I know that. As a matter of fact, our neighbor, when we lived in New Zealand, her grandson was definitely born gay. Because at 5 years old, he was given the option to go to the Kalamazoo Air Museum, and he asked his grandma if she would take him to Joanne Fabrics to get some fabric to make uniforms for his G.I. Joe dolls. It is very definitely born gay, no problem with that. However, in July of 1982, I saw my very best friend, Todd Grover, turn gay right before my very eyes. Here's what happens. Todd and I are going for a walk, or a bike ride, and we see Mrs. Shooter. Mrs. Mrs. Shooter are these exhibitionists in the 1980s, and she's bent over getting groceries out of her car with a skirt on that goes this low and no pants.